Hello, everyone, and welcome to a Division Three semifinals match. My name's Joe, and I'm joined by a very special guest named Adam Walker from Indiana University. Uh, Adam, you are a club leader. You're one of our ambassadors. And you're also a player. You're not playing right now, but you know these players very well. These are your teammates.
Yeah, I've been playing with these guys for a couple of years now. Some of them. One of them's my best friend Tank, and I'm sure he's going to have a great performance. And I'm rooting for the whole IU team. So let's just hope we get the dub.
Yeah, normally you and Tank are commentating together with Alex a lot of your team's matches. What's your Twitch channel again?
It's chess club at IU.
All right. So yeah, we'll give you guys a shout out. You're not live right now because you're commentating here, but when you're not here or commentating, on the big screen, you're a lot of times streaming on your own club's channel. But yeah, we've got some games going on. Indiana University is taking on University of Massachusetts at Amherst. There is some money on the line as well. I believe both teams are guaranteed how much right now for fourth place?
500.
Okay, so they're already guaranteed $500 just by making it this far. But if they win today, they're guaranteed $1,000. So they could double up with a win here. And we already saw the other semifinal match results in this bracket for Division Three. University of British Columbia took Northern Arctic to an overtime round where they won 12.5 to 11.5. Actually, would that mean it's double OT? I think it was double OT actually. So super close match, decided in the bullet round. And you guys apparently have played British Columbia before.
We did, and that match didn't go too well for us. We got slaughtered. But in that match, we were missing one of our best players. I actually had to fill in on one of the boards, and I went 1 out of 4. So I'm confident that once we have our strongest team, we can definitely put up a good fight. But UBC is going to be a tough matchup for sure.
It's
So I mean, we have to get through this match first, but
of
it'll be
course.
tough to reach the final.
You're saying that you were the weak link.
No, I think actually everybody on our team went 1 out of 4.
Oh really? Wow.
Yeah,
Okay, so that's tough. Well, yeah, you said who was missing in that match?
Daniel Levkov, one of our national masters.
And we're actually looking at his game right now. Danny Wanny 8. He is only your board 2 though. He is 2186 playing up against Thunder Pup. That's Nathan Chang, board 3 from UMass. Uh, you think that is Danny your best player or is Braden your best player?
I would say they're about same level, to be honest. If I had to separate them, I would say Braden's probably they're very different styles. Braden's much more positional, plays Karo Khan, Slav defense all the time. Daniel is a much more sharp tactical player. He likes to play Sicilian. Very different styles, but in terms of overall playing strength, I'd say they're about pretty similar.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I see we got a lot of UMass fans in the chat. Hello to the UMass fans. Uh, Adam, where's the Indiana support?
Well, we just let them know, so hopefully some of them will be
Oh,
flooding in.
yeah, I
Oh, there we
see.
go. There
I
we
see
go. We got some.
A Yush is in the chat.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what? Actually, I'm gonna start a prediction in the chat. So if you guys have any channel points, make sure to bet them now. Let's see who will win. Who's the favorite? Do you know, Adam?
Oh man, who's the favorite? That's such a tough question. I really don't know, to be honest.
Well, let me check out the bracket. What got you guys here so far? So it looks like UMass won their group, and you guys got second place. Is that right?
Yeah, but I mean, I wouldn't take that too seriously.
Well, I'm just looking at the seeding. So they're higher in terms of seeding, and they actually seems like they had a smoother victory in the quarterfinals. They won against McGill 9.5
Mhm.
to 6.5. You guys apparently had an overtime match against Temple,
Yeah.
winning 10.5 to 9.5. And of course, the higher seeding probably helps with the pairing a little bit. So maybe Temple was a stronger opponent than McGill. Who knows? But yeah, I guess it all comes down to this. We'll see what happens. I think you guys might be the rating favorite. I mean, if you have two national masters, not only do you have Danny, who we're looking at here, you also have Braden, who you said they're about even strength, just slightly different playing styles. But um, yeah, Braden's crushing it on the clock. He has so much time left. 4 minutes and 7 seconds compared to Amir's 1 minute. This is Massachusetts' fourth board, though.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a pretty easy win. Braden, he has a pass pawn, protected pass pawn. Like you said, he's up a ton on the time, so time shouldn't be an issue. I think he's going to win this game pretty smoothly.
All right. So that's good for you guys. But UMass, they also have a strong player. In fact, they have the highest rated player in the entire match, who's also a national master. This is Adit Bhatia playing against Tank, who you says your best friend, and your board three. He's at 1994, basically
Yeah, but
2000.
let me just point something out about Tank real quick because Tank is a guy who very rarely plays online blitz. If you look at his profile, the only games he plays are actually CCL games. So his rating has gone up about 300 points just in the span of the CCL season. So his rating is to be taken with a grain of salt. He's much stronger than 2000. I think, I mean, he's in a slightly worse position here against the NM, but I would not be surprised if we saw Tank beat this NM at all.
All right, so you're hoping for the upset. He is a little low on time, though. Do you think that that's pretty common for what you expect for him, or is he good with the, like in time pressure?
Um, I think he's pretty good. I mean, he's just a very strong player in general. He's going to put up a good fight. Very resilient. He's sort of like Hikaru in that sense. Like even when he's in a worse position, he's going to fight, and he's very hard to kill. So I see the engine saying -1 here, but to be honest, like I think this can go either way.
You don't buy it. Well,
I mean, I do think Black's better here objectively, just because a little bit more space on the queen side, and okay, F3 is apparently not a good move, but
a lot of
uh,
time too. Rook takes G3 is
yeah,
a huge threat here. How
yeah.
do you
I
thwart
think I
that?
think King G1 probably.
King G1,
Um,
okay. And then what do you do after takes on F3 and then F4 is gonna come?
yeah, this is actually looking
F4
this is
now.
actually looking really bad now. Oh god,
There it is.
oh,
Well, the
god.
time
I feel like
pressure.
I feel like I jinxed him.
I mean, I'm not surprised. I mean, of course, I agree with you. Tank is a very strong player, but Adit is crushing here. Um, and there's the mate. So the first results of the match is a win for Massachusetts top board. We haven't looked yet at. We've got Fred and Taisuke. What do you know about Fred?
Yeah, Frederick Jan. Hopefully I pronounced that right. Very good guy. He's a freshman, studying finance and math. Super smart. He's actually talking about possibly transferring from IU. I think he's applying to MIT and also UPenn. So I'm assuming he won't get into either of those schools, and we'll see him back here for another season with IU. But if by some chance he does get into UPenn or MIT, obviously we wish him the best playing for those
Oh
schools.
my
But
goodness. Have you told him that?
I mean, we already know like there's a very small chance he's going to get into either of those schools. But
Oh
hey,
man.
he's a very smart guy, and I think he has a very good GPA, so you
Dude,
never know. But
poor dude. You're just shooting him down after. I mean, all right, we'll have to see. We'll have to stay tuned. Hopefully, if he does get in, he'll still be playing in the CCL, just under a different team. But yeah, high aspirations. Seems like he's a very talented guy, and he's over 2,000 here. It seems that your team has very similar ratings. Um, Whereas UMass, their fourth board, who's actually about to lose on time, um, and just in position, is like so. UMass has the lowest rated player at 1,800 and the highest rated player at 2,300. But you guys are very narrow with your ratings, about 1,900 to 2,200. Um, Is that I guess oh yeah, Black's about to promote here. But I was gonna ask, did you guys play in the last season last year?
Yeah, but the thing is, last season was so different because we didn't have either of these national masters, Daniel Levkov or Braden Povinelli. I was actually on our A team, and it was completely different. Like I'm nowhere near these guys' level. Um, I'm on the B team right now, so our team is way stronger this year. Um, obviously, I mean we're in Division Three and we're in the semifinals, so uh, yeah, it's very different. We did play last year, but it was way different.
Yeah, so that's kind of what I was trying to get at is like your team seems to have gotten a lot better, right? Like your players are much higher rated. Oh man, Taisuke only had 1 second left. Looks like Frederick's doing a really good job here with the knight versus a bad bishop. He's just gobbling up some pawns here.
Yeah, yeah, this does look good.
Also way
I
up on
do know
time.
Fred though. Fred, I don't want Fred to choke this. I was playing some online blitz with Fred last night, and he, let's just say, he did blunder a checkmate. So
Uh-oh.
hopefully he can convert
What
this.
if he
I
can
think,
push? Oh, he drops his B pawn,
yeah,
but he's
this is
going
why I'm
after the
getting
F pawn.
nervous.
No,
Okay, he
he's
should
got
win
this in the
this.
bag. Yeah, he's got this in the bag.
I think he's
Knight
got this.
knight back to E5. Yeah. There's no way he loses. I'm trying to commentators curse him as well. No. Okay, hold on. King
Wait, so
F3.
you're rooting for UMass or something? Like
No,
what?
no, it was just a joke.
Okay, okay.
But I'm saying there's no way he could lose this, right? He's up 4 pawns.
Oh no, I mean now it's like I don't know why Black's even
Knight
playing. I mean, you can
D3
resign this.
fork. There it is. Well, because of stalemate. There's always and plus like who knows, maybe
Yeah,
Frederick's internet goes down or something.
he's got 30 seconds with increment. He's 2,000. Like you can just resign here.
Oh. Oh my god. All right. So he got the job done, but we have one last game left, Danny. So yeah, Frederick, I mean, good point for him. I guess he's technically board 3, so maybe we swap him and tank, but okay, what's going on in this Danny game? Why is Danny struggling?
Oh, I think
Uh
oh, that's a blow. That's a big
oh,
blunder.
King
Oh,
D2, the counter check.
oh, the pin. The pin. He's just down a rook now.
Dude, the knight lands with a
Wow.
fork, but the king gets out of the fork with a counter check.
Oh, oh, that's a queen.
Wow,
Yeah.
Nathan's taking Danny down. That's a huge point from UMass to tie things up at 2.
Hmm. Yeah, you know the problem with Daniel Levkov is that, like I said, he just plays a lot of poker, and I feel like if you look at his chess.com account, he doesn't play much. So he's not very like I don't think he's very sharp right now. Like he only plays bullet, and bullet is just isn't very helpful in general.
Dang, well, in that
So
time scramble, you think the bullet would help him.
you would think, but it doesn't work like that.
Oh boy. Well, that's a huge that's huge news for the UMass team. If Danny's out of shape right now, maybe they could take advantage of that. And that was a big upset win. That was Nathan's their board 3. I guess Danny's just board 2, but what a game. What a game to start things off. Here, okay, we see a D going with the H pawn. How do you feel about this attack?
Are you talking about the YG pig game?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was weird. He played C3 on move one. I've never seen that before.
Um, yeah, well, okay, it looks like the pawn has made it to h6. Maybe c3 is a mouse slip for the English. Um, c3 typically comes after like e4, stuff like that. Yeah, UMass is also speculating if it was a mouse slip. But after the like c5, it's possible that we could see maybe some transpositions to like some sort of Alpin kind of structure if white ever goes for like d4 maybe.
Yeah, it's also possible he just played C3 to get him out of theory. I mean, he is the higher rated player, so if he just wants to get an imbalanced position, maybe he played C3, but um yeah, just very strange. It seems to be working out for the national master here though, because somehow he has a great position.
Did you guys do any prep going into this match? Did you look up your opponents?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't prep specifically because I'm not playing, but I know Tank and Braden did look at the board one specifically
Okay,
for UMass, so they're ready for him.
they're ready. Okay, all right. Well, I'm looking forward to see their games. I guess Tank already lost to him, unfortunately, so the prep didn't pan out. But
Yeah, when we're counting on Braden, I think
okay,
to beat their board one. And I think Daniel Levkov, Danny Waney is the real X factor. Like I said, if he's in form, he can win all of his next three games because he's strong enough. But if he's out of form, he could lose all of his games. So
is there any in
he's a big
between? Can
X
he?
factor.
Is he win all or lose all at this point?
Judging from that first game, I would say he's probably going to lose all of his games.
Oh
But
no.
I'm not going to write him off. He can still come back. He can still go 3 out of 4.
Huh. Well, I guess we'll have to find out. It looks like
Yeah.
his position favors black right now, but he is up a lot of time. Yeah, he hasn't castled yet. Why is his knight on F1? What's up with that?
He's very sharp. He likes to play super complicated positions, so I think he can figure this out.
Well,
I think he just needs to develop his knight to G3, uh, try to castle, maybe get the knight to F5, and have a good position.
yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So he's followed up with that, and the computer did not like Amir's last move, queen to D7. So instead, it actually was calling for the move knight H5. I guess trying to get into F4.
Hmm.
Hmm. Knight H5 is an interesting move. A lot of times, White has a tactic where they can sack the knight and open up a discovery with the queen. So it also like D takes E4 as well as D takes C4. So a trade there. D takes C4 is kind of a hard move to play because you're leaving your C pawn. Even D takes E4 as well. You're leaving those doubled C pawns stranded. Um, but yeah, Amir's using a ton of time. Danny's feeling probably a little bit more confident now that he's got a couple moves in B3. He played that really
Yeah,
quickly and just castling next. That time advantage is huge. It's going to be, well, it is already over double Amir's time. So Amir as a board four is a good like round two matchup, I think, for Danny, who maybe had a rough start in round one. So this will be a good bounce back if he can proceed to win it. So we'll have to stay tuned. Is there another game that you wanted to look at?
let me just check. Let me see how Tank's doing.
All right, Tank versus Taisuke. Um, so let's see. Tank also had a tough round one, but he did lose to the top board. So um, he's playing against Taisuke now, who's board two. Um, the good
This
news.
is interesting. Tank's playing the French defense, and I know he plays like every opening, but I feel like he doesn't normally play the French defense. Maybe this was some prep, but I feel like it's gone wrong for him already.
All right. Well, what don't you like about Tank's position?
Well, he's got doubled pawns on the C file, um, and if pieces get traded off and we get into an end game, then these could be weaknesses. And also, White just has a lot of kingside space with the F4 and E4 pawns. Potentially, we could see a push to F5. The queen could be coming to G3 also. Okay, queen C7, I like that move. But yeah, F5 for White. I don't know if it's a good move, but it's always an option.
Okay, so there's this interesting idea. Queen goes to c7, and the point is that white is attacking a5. White could take with tempo, but the bishop also defends f4. So if bishop takes a5, black Tank wants to take on f4, trading the a pawn for an f pawn. The computer, though, really likes that because white can follow with the tactic knight takes on d4, exposing the queen to the rook's attack. But okay, interestingly, Taisuke doesn't go for that, just plays e5. And now takes some time to defend a5 with the move bishop to d8, which is a little passive, late,
Yeah,
underdeveloping.
yeah, I actually really like that e5 move from White because it's just kind of clamping down on Black's position, just gaining a lot of space. And I honestly don't see what Tank does now. Like I don't know what his plan is here. I mean, what do? You can't push c4, rook e8, but like where are you going? What is your
The
plan?
knight wants to go to f8.
But like even if the knight goes to f8, like what is the
uh,
plan? Does it go to g6? Like
Knight g6, yeah, that's
I
no.
really hate this position here. I don't know what he's gonna do.
I don't know either. Computer's calling for bishop takes g5. I was thinking at some point maybe black just tries to play for like f6, but all right, we do
Let's go knight
see yeah,
f8.
he's sticking to his guns here.
Yeah.
The old
I
knight
feel
f.
like this is really bad. He's just trying to survive, I think, and maybe hold on and hope that White makes a blunder and he can come back in the game. But I feel like White has this firmly in control.
Yeah, white's bringing all the rooks to the center. The only thing that Tank has going for him is this knight on b2 is out of the game. So if you can cut a knight, not very good, but um, soon I'm sure it'll come over. But no, white's advancing immediately with f5. I also wanted to look at Adit's game against Frederick. Um, it looks like Adit is doing very well in both position and clock. So despite starting the game with c3, yeah, it looks like Adit just has a simple piece that he won. There was a misstep after knight e6. The queen needed to go to b6 to defend the knight on a5, but just blunders it. Um, so yeah, looking good for UMass there, but not too much of a surprise. Adit might just be the favorite in every single game he plays. Braden is in some severe time pressure against Nathan. Nathan had a big win against Danny, right? Do you think that Nathan maybe is just an underrated player?
I think there's a good chance that he is just a Smurf. Like there a lot of these teams that have 18, 1900s, they probably are just better than that. Like even Tank is a Smurf. Like it's just the reality. If you made it this far in the competition, there's a good chance you have a lot of players who are underrated.
Well, the good news for Braden is that it is opposite colored bishop, so it's going to be very difficult to proceed. But Nathan's definitely the favorite here in the clock, as well as on the board as he's up a pawn. Um, but okay, there was a result. Adit beat Frederick, so Adit is 2 for 2 and takes the lead for UMass. We have 3 games left in this round. Uh, okay, looks like Nathan somehow made a pass pawn on the outside, and Braden's not
Yeah,
moving.
this is looking more
One
like a
second.
loss now for Braden.
Ooh, bishop check. King is getting in there now. The bishop's going after the G pawn, gives another check. Ooh, I wonder if a3 was good there to win the C pawn. But maybe don't even need to give up the A pawn.
Yeah, so
Hmm.
complicated these end games because one wrong move and it can become a draw, but it can just as easily be a win for Black.
Yeah, Nathan's gonna try to zigzwang him somehow. Let's see. So yeah, he's got the 3-on-2 majority. And yep, h5, h4. I love this play from Nathan. That's gonna be next to impossible to stop. King here, and then eventually Braden's gonna have to give up that bishop. So Nathan might just have to be nicknamed the National Master Slayer. He's taken down both Hoosier top boards.
Yeah, that's not looking good for us. Yeah. Oh,
Stalemate!
wow.
Oh, Braden with his last trick, he catches Nathan off
Wow.
guard with 3 minutes on his clock compared to
Oh
20
my.
seconds. So a huge resource, which really could bite UMass back later on. We'll have to keep an eye on that score. So Braden, tricky player, defensive resource, making the most out of a bad situation.
That's extremely lucky, though, if we're being honest. That is extremely lucky. I mean, 3 minutes. There's no need to rush.
So
You can
Danny,
take your time.
so it looks like Tank ended up losing. So Tank is 0 for 2 right now. Tysa gets a win, his first of the match, but Danny's also held to a draw against their fourth board. So that's actually a really big round for UMass. Draws against both top boards, and they're up by 2 now, 5-3 going into the third round. What do you want to see from your teammates?
I need Daniel to win his game. I need Daniel to get hot because he needs to go on a run. He's playing the B3 against the Sicilian. This is one of his special lines. He plays all these offbeat openings, and it can work for him. It really can. So I think he's going to win this game. I don't know. I just feel good about it.
All right, so you want Danny to use his opening prep against Tysek. He's got the white pieces and he's playing quickly, so he seems comfortable. He seems confident. He
I'm
started
also going to
off
need Tank to step it up. Tank said he was going to get to 2100 in this match. Or no, 2050, he said, I think. Yeah.
20.
But
Oh
right now,
wow.
it's not looking too good. So
No,
I don't know.
he'll be lucky to get to 2000. Um, he's got 2 games left. So started off with 2 L's. He's playing against Amir, who held Danny to a draw. Um, man, I mean, after the first 2 rounds, I think that it's looking rough out here for the Hoosiers, but there's still half the match left to be played. It is far from over. If Indiana can try to build some momentum here in round 3, they could be very well set up for victory in round 4. But UMass is just going to try to stick to what they've been doing. They've been playing solid. The bottom 2 boards really did well against your top 2 boards, and now it's the last 2 rounds of the match. So we actually have a national master matchup here. This is Adit versus Braden. This actually might be an early round 4 pairing.
Did they mess up the pairings?
Yeah, this looks like it's round 4 match, which I guess is okay, but not ideal. So maybe getting to the end of the drama a little early, but I'm assuming round 4 will just be the round 3 matches, which is fine. Oh, it says Adit is board 2 and Taisuke is board 1. Why'd you guys do that? Is that an
You
accident?
know,
Or?
I don't know if I should say this or not, but I do know at our club meeting we were having discussions about what should the board order be to try to get an advantageous pairing in terms of the colors and like which opponents we want to play based off prep and stuff like that. I don't know if that's against the rules or if that's frowned upon, but I do know we had those discussions.
Well, I mean, I don't think it's against the rules as how we wrote them this season, especially with like how the platform's been kind of weird. But I do want to say that the nature of the competition should be that your best player is on board 1 and that you play in a specific order. But um, yeah, it's not written that it has to be played like that. Otherwise, like there's some consequences or anything like that. It's not that strict.
Yeah,
But
and
the
like you said, most of our players are pretty similar level. I mean, the NMs are pretty much interchangeable in terms of who's board 1, who's board 2, and I'd say Tank and Fred are like, you know what I mean? It's hard to differentiate sometimes. The ratings are so similar. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And also this format, it's all play all. So eventually, like everyone plays everyone. But oh, is this a pawn gambit here? Adit has just played knight to e4, and it looks like a free pawn to me. Knight takes, pawn takes, bishop takes. But I guess black will get it back on c2, actually. So this is like a classical national master, like give up material for activity, but you get the material back, so you're just up in activity. Um, we'll see how Braden reacts. I mean, both players even on the clock. Do you think Braden takes the knight?
Um, that's a good question. I think you probably should. Yeah,
Ooh, he does take, and
that's a strong knight to leave on the board.
Computer disagrees. Computer was calling for the move c3, but I think it's possible Black could have really cemented that knight in with a move like f5. So right now, Braden's deciding how to trade, how to take back this bishop because, well, if you take with the queen, which I think you should, there's queen takes c2 offering a queen trade, um, and he has to decide if he wants to trade queens or not. Probably you kind of have to at this point.
Yeah,
Uh,
your rook on d1 is attacked, so I think queen takes c2 is the only move.
you could play rook b1. Is that crazy?
I mean, I think whatever happens here, Black's just going to get a piece to c2, whether it's a queen or a rook, and probably
Yeah.
going to have more activity after doubling on the c file. So yeah, this is unfortunate. I think White is just going to be suffering in this rook endgame or queen endgame if he doesn't want to trade. But
Yeah.
I think Black will probably force a trade here and just double rooks.
Yeah. So maybe taking on e4 was not the best plan. Um, because yeah, like maybe Adit saw this and that's why he put the knight on e4 is he wanted to get to c2. So trading off that light square bishop, that was a huge piece um for white, and we see that Braden doesn't like that endgame without the queens, so he's giving
Okay,
up
but yeah,
even
now
more
he just loses
material.
another pawn though. He just loses another pawn, and this just doesn't look good.
Well, surely he saw that his plan was to just play with the queens on, but looks like Adid is forcing a pair of rooks off, and this is looking really dangerous now, actually. Probably rook d3 is needed, and you're going to lose another pawn.
Yeah, this is looking hopeless.
So, Adit, man, he's unstoppable so far, and the only player he hasn't gone through yet is Danny. So, we'll see. I mean, Braden, we saw pull off that stalemate trick. Maybe he has something else up his sleeves.
I think we
Um,
can switch to another game.
Yeah, let's check on Danny versus Taisuke. You said you needed a Danny win here, and he's actually got a good position as well as good
Oh
time
yeah,
management.
yeah, he's crushing here. Passed pawn.
Well, he's pushing that pawn. That could be a dangerous decision because that pawn was supported by another pawn. Now it's deep into Taisuke's position. These pawns sometimes can get picked off. On the other
They
hand,
can, but
yeah, this
I
could be a
don't
big
think this is one of
advantage.
those cases because Black's king is so weak. Queen to e5 check is coming, and that knight will be loose. So I think White is doing great here. I mean, how do you stop Queen e5 check and just taking that knight?
That's a good question. Knight f7 could be played. Ooh, now queen e5 comes with a fork. What was the plan with this? Probably they want rook takes e6 and give up both rooks for the queen.
Yeah, I wonder if you can even play e7 here, or is that crazy? Okay, he just
Queen takes
takes a
e5
pawn.
is the top engine line. So, um, hmm. Black takes on e6. You can trade, and now you take on c6. Looks pretty good. Taking on c6 is threatening something like queen to d7. Also, shout out to UBC Chess Club in the chat. They're watching, anticipating who their next opponent will be. So they just won uh, their semifinals match against Northern Arctic. So they guaranteed themselves $1,000, but they're not done yet. They're looking to win. Uh, and yeah, if they win, they get 1,500. So maybe doing some early scouting.
Yeah, they are a very strong team. So whoever plays against them, it's going to be a tough match.
Okay, so it seems that Adit won and is now 3 for 3. And UMass is at 6 points. They only need 2.5 more to win. But Danny's going to win here very soon.
Yeah, I think Queen F7, maybe Queen F7, or check just wins a knight. Yeah, just take a knight. Yeah.
Yeah, I needed knight G7 to try to hold on to that. But maybe we check in with Nathan versus Frederick.
Yeah, every game is super important now because if we lose any more points, the match could be over. So
Nathan's
it's
looking
it's a
really
dire
good.
situation. Yeah, this is tough. I think Rook D7 is coming. Okay,
Oh,
Bishop D4.
wait, hold on. Rook takes D5?
Yeah, that's just two pieces for a
It's
rook.
a bishop pair versus a rook. That's going to be lights out.
This is
Frederick's
unfortunate.
Frederick's not even taking back right away. He's contemplating it. There's one check. There's another check. But this is about to end soon. Bishop to c4
Yeah,
looks really good. Doesn't really
yeah.
matter.
It's Queen D7. Oh, that's a
How's
skewer.
Tank doing? Is Tank at least doing well? It looks like he is against the fourth board. All right, so it looks like, yeah, Nathan won. Very strong player. He's 2.5 out of 3. Danny won his first game. So if there's a time to get hot, it's right now.
We're gonna need that.
And it looks like Tank should be able to convert this. He's up on time and up on position. How do you feel about his position?
I think it's great. I think he just needs to safeguard his bishop. Maybe move it. Where do you move that bishop? I wanna try to double rooks on the second rank. Where do you put this bishop? That's a
He's
good
got some
question.
tactics though. Wasn't Rook F8? I felt like Rook F8 was close to winning something, but I guess there was King E1 there. So
Rook F, yeah, Rook F8 might have been a good move. Okay. This was apparently a huge blunder, King E3. I don't know why though.
because what is there? Let's see. Was there? Oh,
Oh, that's a huge blunder again. I
it
don't
is
know.
not like this. No,
Okay,
that
now
was
it's
not
now
the
it's
move.
equal. It's like equal now.
Okay, hold on.
And they're
Bishop
both getting low on
G2.
time.
Bishop G2 was the move that he missed.
Oh, Bishop G2 attacking the rook. Okay. Oh, he won.
Oh, he flagged him. Tank gets a dub. Okay.
Wow.
That's Tank's first win. So both Danny and Tank getting their first wins. So they actually split that round 2-2. But UMass is dangerously close to winning. They only need 1.5 points to do it. And there's 4 games remaining. So last round, Indiana needs 3 points for a tie and 3.5 or more for a win. Do you believe that they can do it?
I think we can do it. I think we're gonna tie this match, go to tie breaks. Braden's playing the Caro-Kann. He knows the Caro-Kann like the back of his hand. Let's see if he plays the line I showed him. No, this is a different line. The Von Hennig Gambit from White. Very interesting. I don't know this opening at all. F3. Wow.
So you're predicting a 3-1 Indiana win in this one.
I think we're gonna tie. Yeah, we just like to play tiebreakers for some reason. Very
Okay.
dramatic.
Okay. Um, well, um, yeah. So what's the one board you're gonna lose?
Let me think. I think Danny's gonna pull off a big win here. I think Braden will win. I think Fred will probably lose.
Wow. Okay. Well, I mean, I would guess that Danny loses, and then like I have more faith in Frederick, I think, than Danny, just based off what I actually, you know what, dude, Frederick's playing against Amir. He's their fourth board. You have no
Uh,
faith in Frederick. Come
okay,
on.
yeah, maybe I'm doubting Fred too much. I don't know. I just feel like
Well,
Fred's gonna lose to this 1800 Smurf, and everybody else is gonna win.
we can't count out Amir though. I mean, I wouldn't call Amir a Smurf though. He only has a draw so far. But it was a big draw, right? Against one of the national masters. I forgot.
And that was a draw in which he was completely winning. Let's not forget, he had 3 minutes on his clock in a completely winning endgame and just stalemated them
And
for
Nate,
no reason.
I thought Nathan was the one crushing Dan, or was
Oh,
it
was that
Braden?
Nathan?
I think Nathan was crushing Braden, and then Braden got lucky with the stalemate.
All
I
right, I'm
think
sorry, I forget
I think Amir and
which one it
Danny just
was.
had a draw, but it was like a solid game from Amir the whole way through.
All right, well, I'm sorry, I take that back then. Good performance from him.
Uh, well, anyways, yeah, I think UMass just wins it in this round. That would be my
I would
prediction.
say if I was to put a betting line out, they're definitely the favorites, but uh, you can't count this Indiana team out. They've made it so far. They're not going to go down without a fight.
Of course.
So let's see what happens.
Um, yeah, 1-3 is definitely doable for sure. Also, what were the shots? I'm assuming that's Aryan in the chat. Um, all right, who do we? I think we gotta watch Adit versus Danny. This is the match to watch. Can Adit sweep the Hoosier team 4-0? Oh, me predicting UMass with Adam. I mean, hey, Adam's biased. I'm trying to be objective. Unbiased. It's okay. We see Ayush is cheering on Daniel.
Yeah, Yushkov is Andrei Yushkov, one of our. He's actually on Team B. He's a good player
Yeah,
in our
well,
club.
Indiana's gonna need that energy.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's looking good for a deed. Apparently, bishop takes h5 is already a strong tactic. In fact, this pawn on
Ooh,
g6 is overloaded. Knight takes on f5 is going to come with a fork.
that's a nice tactic. I hope that he doesn't see that, and he
He
does see
finds
it.
it.
Oh
Of
boy.
course, he
Oh
finds it.
no. This is not looking good now.
He finds those, man. Hey, but at least it's just a pawn. Like Danny just.
Somebody, yeah,
And
somebody's been doing their puzzle rush.
it hasn't been Danny.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. But
Um,
okay, yeah, like you said, it's just the pawn. I mean, is it that bad? I mean, can you just move your king or something, or move the queen maybe and threaten to take the bishop on the next move?
so in terms of material, it is just a pawn. But the bad news is
Oh, that's a huge blunder. No, that was a blunder also. What was the engine just completely shot up in black's favor after that move, but I'm gonna have to check. B5, queen A5, attacking D2 with the knight
d2.
was apparently completely winning.
It was minus
Wow.
one. But yeah, a very strong move missed. So Danny was a little greedy going after the A pawn when perhaps the D pawn was a better target. And after this check, Adit picks up an exchange, but Danny gets it right back. Now he's deciding which minor piece to take. What would you take, the knight or the bishop?
Yeah, I think the bishop is the good decision right there. Uh, the knight might become a little bit loose. He's got to move the knight now. Do you take the pawn on B7?
Why not?
Probably. Um, but Black's going to start picking up these pawns over on the king side, and he might be able to make a passer. So, like, king takes H4, king G3 maybe coming, maybe G5.
Yeah, it's a
This is
close
interesting.
match. It's not easy. So Danny's putting up a fight here for sure. Oh, this blunders the D2 pawn, no? No, our
Rook,
knight's pinned. Our knight's pinned.
yeah. Maybe you go Rook
Well, okay. What
C7.
what was? Is there anything bad against D3? I guess the knight can come back and just trade off here. I don't know.
What are you saying for Black here?
If White had played D3, I guess the knight would go back for a trade.
Oh, yeah, you would just have to trade the rooks off.
Wow, and Adit looks like he already calculated he didn't want to trade rooks, which the computer liked a lot, actually. Actually, no, it liked rook c6. rook c6 going after the f pawn. But instead we see knight c5. So temporarily pinning. I guess the knight can do the same trick that black had and go backwards to defend the rook. But okay,
Okay,
king g.
King G4 is great. G5 is maybe a possibility now.
You really need rook h8 here, I think, because if you're not gonna play rook h8, you're risking rook h1.
He does go G5.
Yeah, rook h1 was a mate threat, I think, with h4, but the pawn on g5 does cover that. Um,
Oh,
okay.
rook H8 now is apparently strong. I'm just looking at the engine. I guess you just get active on the H line.
Yeah, you're threatening like rook h3, stuff like that. Maybe then there's like knight e4. No, sorry, knight e4 is covered. What am I talking
Knight C4, I guess.
about? He's
Okay, that
blocking the H file. Yeah, now there's rook. I mean, taking the H file is very advantageous, right? Because that's just another point of entry. If white is controlling the C file and blocking on C5, um, just getting to the H file is nice. Maybe we look real quickly at some of the other games. How's Tank doing? Oh, he's very low on time, but position favors him. So he's got to speed up. Like, we saw him blunder in time pressure earlier.
Yeah, he just needs to make solid moves here to improve his position because he's below 30 seconds and his opponent has almost 4 minutes. So
And
this
Nathan's
is
pretty
this is
strong.
going to be tough.
Okay, how's Braden doing against Taisuke? It's dead even on the clocks. White's king is very exposed, but black hasn't castled. But looks like black has the initiative with this knight. It loves rook c8. I love rook c8. That's such a strong move.
Yeah, it could be tempting to take on C2, but I guess that's a little bit premature.
Yeah, I guess Taisuke has a tactic with rook b1 to get out of that pickle on the c file. Um, okay, we do see rook c8.
Great
White
move.
White needs to play rook a to b1. There's no other move. Wow, and they find it. Okay, and now queen takes c3. Or I was thinking queen a3. Don't think it likes that after probably rook b3. So,
Yeah,
well,
so after all the pieces are swapped here, Queen C3, Rook C3, Rook B4, Rook takes C2, we do take the A2 pawn at the end. So I think Black's better here after just trades everything and takes the pawn.
well, Braden's getting under 30 seconds, so maybe he
I
just
think he
has
just needs
to.
to swap everything and go into the end game here.
Uh,
Does it?
yeah, someone's pointing out a crucial piece of information that White's up a piece here.
That is a good point.
But there's a lot of pawns for that piece.
B5 best move though. B5 safeguarding the B pawn, and now that A2 pawn is a little bit weak. Okay,
A
A4.
pawn's being tossed.
Rook C3 check, only move to fight for advantage. Finds it.
No, I think it's just a draw.
Ah, is this just a perpetual?
Uh, uh unless
Yeah. I guess it is just a perpetual. You can go King G2 and then Rook C2 check, and then you have to guard your bishop on H2. So you just go back and forth, shuffle.
although it says after king f2 it likes rook c4 for
So
black.
it's up to White if he's feeling
He goes
frisky.
back.
Let's see.
Oh man, all the games are getting into time scrambles now. Um, Braden's just got to bail out here. I mean, it's a tough spot for Braden. He knows that his team needs points, but if he over pushes, he's gonna lose.
He can go F5 apparently and still
He
play
goes
on.
h5.
This is
If
also good. This is also good.
so,
Yeah,
he
he
is
can still
playing
fight
on.
for a win here. Yeah,
He's fighting. Here it
down a
likes a
piece.
takes b5.
He's down a piece, but he's still playing for the
Just well
win.
played. Rook takes with check. This is
King
crazy.
F3 is the only move. King F4 is not as good. Okay, but
Something was missed. Rook G to G2.
yeah, yeah. Oh wait. Oh what?
Rook C to F2 was threatening a
That was a
big
mate
mate
threat.
on F3.
Oh,
Yeah.
and he missed it. He missed it. It could
So
still be there. It could still be there if White messes up though. But I don't know. I don't think
Taisuke's
so.
really low on time. They're both so low on time. They're both under 10 seconds. Rook C4 is a strong move. Braden's
Wow,
pushing for
offering a
it,
rook.
dude.
Oh, he's gonna connect the pawns.
Rook check, king up with tempo. He's not moving. That's the only move.
Black is winning now down a piece because of the pawns.
Oh my goodness. He's going to push that G pawn. Oh, Rook G7 was such a bad move. G2. It's coming. You
It's
can't
over.
stop it.
It's over. The king is cut off.
Hold on. There's Bishop H2. Hold on. Rook H5.
No, rook F1. Rook
Oh,
F1
Rook
and you just
down.
promote.
All right, so he gets the bag.
And you're up a boatload of
Let's
pawns.
look at Danny's position. I have
All right, he's winning
confidence
this.
in Braden.
Yeah.
Danny looks like he's trying to hold on. They're trading pawns. White's the clear favorite. They have that passed B pawn. And Danny's low on time, too. Okay, White's trying to trade off that rook into a winning endgame. That makes a lot of sense. So Danny declines the trade. Danny's got 3 seconds left. Tank also has 2 seconds. Oh my god, Tank is about to flag. Tank resigns. So Tank loses. Now
Yeah,
it's a
he just lost it
must-win
anyways.
position for every board for Indiana.
Oh no, this is bad. This is really bad.
Adit won on time too. That's it.
It's
That's
over.
the match. So Tank goes down to Thunderpup, and Nathan has an awesome 3.5 out of 4 score, and Adit has a perfect score, 4 for 4. Wow. I mean, Frederick's winning, but it's too little too late.
What's the final score after Fred wins this?
Well, we'll see. I mean, okay, is Braden's about to mate Taisuke.
Did we lose by 1 point?
So Braden gets a point and Frederick gets a point. So Braden ends at 2.5 and Frederick ends at 2, and you guys lose 9-7. So you needed a 1-point swing.
To tie it.
Yep, for overtime. But congrats to UMass. They will win and they move on to the finals. So in the championship, they will be facing off against University of British Columbia for a chance at $1,500. Indiana is going to play against Northern Arctic Federal University in Russia for a chance at, I want to say, $750. Is that right?
Yeah, that sounds about right. I mean, hey, we can still get third place, right?
Yep.
So still something to play for.
Yeah, so you guys will play next weekend. Best of luck to Indiana. And of course, the championship match is going to be very contested between UMass and University of British Columbia. Two very powerful, strong teams. So going to be a very exciting finish to the season next weekend. Adam, thank you so much for being here with me. I really appreciate it. It's been a blast.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, good luck next week as well.
All right, yeah, I'll see you. Peace out.
All right, everyone, thanks for being here. Appreciate it. And we will see you all tomorrow. We have a big match between Mizzou and UT Dallas. And on Tuesday, we have a big match between UTRGV and SLU. That is the Division One semifinals, where they're competing for $5,000 for first place. So definitely stay tuned for that. And yeah, thank you everyone for being here. I'm going to pay out the prediction. So to all the believers in UMass, congrats. There were more predictions for Indiana. It was only 10 points to 80 points. It was like nothing. But anyways,
Did you say there was more people that thought IU was going to win?
There are more votes for IU, yeah, but it's votes by
Wow.
points. It wasn't a lot of points, but it was more nonetheless. All right, anyways, yeah, that's it. We're gonna raid someone, so stick around for that. We'll look for a college chess streamer. Um, I think if Adam was on the Indiana channel, we'd raid him. But yeah, when's your next stream, Adam?
Uh, that's a good
Not to
question.
put you on the spot.
At least next weekend, at least next
Yeah,
Friday.
next match sounds good.
Yeah.
All right, well, thanks again, everyone. Oh, we do have two matches tomorrow. They're both Brown University, so they rescheduled to Sunday. I think first match is Brown versus Tulane, and the second match is Brown versus Cal State Monterey Bay. So those are the two for tomorrow. Happy Easter to everyone that celebrates. And then, yeah, the D1 matches on Monday and Tuesday. So we'll have 3 consecutive days of college chess matches. And then all that's left is the finals and the third place match. So 1 weekend after this, and that's it. All right. Thanks, everyone. Have a great rest of your Saturday. Appreciate it. And take care, Adam. It's been a pleasure.
I'm going to leave now. See
All
ya.
right. See ya.